Welcome to Feelin Seen with Dean, the show where real confidence starts on the inside. Hosted by Dean Michael. Let's get into it.
If you have a few friends, this might be why. You might feel like you're missing something, like everyone else figured out something that you did not figure out. I used to feel that way too, but the more I started working on myself, the more I realized maybe it's not that we're missing something. Maybe we've developed traits that most people haven't. So in this video, I want to share 4 traits I've noticed in myself. And if you relate to even one of these, you're probably not as alone as you think. So let me ask you this. What if the reason you don't have a lot of friends is not because you're bad with people, but because you recharge differently than most people? I started noticing a pattern in my own life. Family functions, coworkers gatherings, even hanging out with friends. I would show up, but I always felt like I had to be on. Like I had to entertain, respond, be present. And over time, it became overstimulating. I would leave feeling drained, like my battery went from full to empty. And I realized I'm not bad with people. I just recharge in solitude. And once I stopped forcing myself, I started asking a deeper question. What happens when you take that energy that you invest constantly into everyone and start investing it into yourself? What happens? When you try to build confidence the way the world teaches you, and it still does not fulfill you. I used to think confidence came from the materials that I had. A new car, a new LV wallet. I truly thought having all of these possessions make me more valuable. But then life humbled me. I've gotten into multiple car accidents with the new car. I even had to return the LV wallet because I just could not afford it, being honest. And in that moment, I realized actually none of those material items were giving me real confidence. So I decided to make a shift. I stopped building my image of what people portray me as, and I started building myself in whom I would like to portray. And when you start building yourself like that, you stop needing something else. You stop needing people to validate you. Also, what if the reason you do not fit into certain spaces anymore is because you've outgrown the need to be accepted by them? I used to want to be invited, accepted, included. I wanted to fit in, but I was always trying to fit into molds that were never meant for me. And that kept me stuck. At some point, I had to fully accept myself as a humble, resilient, confident, gay black man. Not a version of me for others, but the real version of me for myself. And I realized I don't need everyone's acceptance when I have my own. But once you stop seeking validation, you're left with something powerful. Your time, your energy, your attention. So the question becomes, where does it go? What happens when you realize you have been giving more to others than you've ever given to yourself? I had a friend that I always showed up for. Birthdays, holidays, life moments. I was there. But when I started having my own wins, they would stop showing up for me. And that hurt because I thought I needed them to prioritize me, for me to succeed. But the truth was, I wasn't even prioritizing myself. So I made a shift. I started showing up for myself the way I would show up for everyone else. And once you start living like that, you recognize something deeper. Having these traits comes with a challenge. What happens when you have these traits, but the world doesn't understand them or you? People will misunderstand you. They'll question you. And if you're not careful, you will feed off their energy and you will start questioning yourself. The truth is, you're not missing something. You've just built something that most people have not attained yet. Remember, having these traits are powerful, but these traits are not useful if you cannot control your reactions. Because the moment you're misunderstood, the moment something does not go your way, if you react emotionally, you can lose everything that you have built. That's the piece that most people miss. So if you feel like you're still reacting too quickly or letting situations throw you off, that's exactly what you're missing right now. I would highly recommend you watch this video on how to control your emotions, and I will see you there.